In this video, I'm going through how to use Excel to find measures of variation. I am not going to explain the meaning or the background calculations of these measures of variation, so if you're looking for that, watch a different video. This is just for the Excel functions. For the range, I have a short made-up data set here of bunny lengths in inches. This would be pretty easy to find the range of just by hand. As far as I know, Excel does not have a range function, but we can easily compute the range by just finding the max value and the min value and subtracting them. So as a formula, that would look like equals max, M-A-X, and then I do a parentheses and highlight my data. So I'm saying take the max of all this data minus, and then the min, so M-I-N, highlight the data again, close the parentheses, and press enter. So my range in this case is 8.2. Next piece, and probably the more useful measure of variation, is the standard deviation. Now, as you hopefully know already, there are two different versions of the standard deviation. One, if you're dealing with a sample, which most likely this would be a sample if we're talking about bunnies. There's certainly more than 6 bunnies total. So if this is a sample, I'm going to use the sample version of standard deviation, and the function for that in Excel is stdev, or standard deviation, stdev, dot, and then you'll see there's two options, .p or .s. The .s is for a sample standard deviation. So if I do stdev.s, parentheses, and then highlight my data, that will give me my sample standard deviation. If you are dealing with a population data set, you can also use the population version equals stdev.p. And it does the same thing, but just with that small correction for a population. Finally, the variance. It's not terribly common to compute variance, but if you just remember that the variance is the standard deviation squared, we can compute our standard deviation with either the sample or population method as needed, and then just square that value. So for my sample version, I would say equals. I'm going to select the sample standard deviation that was already computed, and then square that by doing the up caret, which is Shift 6 on a traditional keyboard, and then 2, so raised to the second power. For population, we do the same thing, but with the population value. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.